Okay, we're going to finish up this exercise pretty soon, but I did find a typo after I did the last video. Right here in this, be the second paragraph, professional has a 0 instead of an O, so change that. So that's cool. All right, so I'm going to introduce paragraph styles, which means like you could set the typeface, the leading, indentation, line spacing, everything, so that every paragraph is exactly the same. So, and it's really good to use this for like not only just paragraphs, but like for subheads, subheadings, subtitles. If you have bulleted lists in a document, in a complex document, you might want to have a paragraph style for that, etc., etc. Anyway, as you go forward with InDesign, use paragraph styles, because you'll avoid a lot of mistakes and a lot of inconsistencies. Alrighty, so again, with just the cursor flashing anywhere in your text, again, remember we're in the typography workspace. Over on the right side, there is a choice here, paragraph styles. Let me close it and open it again just so you can see. So choose paragraph styles, and this little flyout window opens up here, right? It's just like a lot of Adobe products, create new. So we're going to create a new style, and it'll call itself paragraph style 1. Double click on that, and this window will open. And you can see on the left side, all of this stuff are parameters that we can set, and we're only going to do a little bit, for this exercise. But I want you to name your style, and this is part of your grade, part of your evaluation. So just put your initials, and just the word style is fine, okay? Based on no paragraph style, there's a drop-down menu. Next, just keep that at the default, okay? Click on the left side, basic character formats. Instead of Minion Pro, which should be the default, choose Myriad Pro. And the reason why I choose Myriad Pro is because it's used both by Mac and PC, so I know that you have it. It's kind of a boring typeface, but it works. Okay, and we'll keep it at 12 points. That's all cool. All right, so that's all we're going to change for character formats. The only other thing we're going to change is the line spacing. So click on indents and spacing, and you'll see we're going to change the space before. And before we do that, you can see, okay, we got this weird unit that's called a pica. And when you get into print media, you'll use that a lot, but it doesn't really make any sense to me. Like inches and points make sense. So how do we do that? Okay, well, just cancel this for now. We can come back, and you remember, I may have shown you this, may not. You might not know this. Where the rulers intersect in the upper left, hover over it, right click, and you can choose whatever units you want. Choose points. Now we're good to go. Now we can come over back to our, it didn't save. Come back to paragraph style 1, double click. Sorry about that. We didn't save it, that's okay. Rename it, like I said before. Basic character formats, choose Myriad Pro. And then indents and spacing. So now we're at these points. Now, whenever you're going forward as you work with typography, my suggestion is, like, when you're adjusting spacing, choose one or the other. Choose to adjust space before or space after, one or the other. I always choose space before, and you'll see how this works. So I'm just going to click and set this to 6 points. That means that the paragraph that I choose will have 6 points of space above it. All right. So that's all I want. That's all I want. I got the style name. I changed the character to Myriad Pro, and I indents and spacing. I got space before 6 points. So now I'm going to click OK. And we look here, lo and behold, it all worked. So we got the 6 points of spacing here. Now over here in the paragraph styles menu, I got the new GK style that I made. So I can click anywhere on any paragraph, before a line break. You don't have to select the whole thing, but I'm going to. But anyway, as long as you can see the flashing cursor within your text, just click on the style name, and then it'll change that paragraph. It'll change everything before the line break into that style. So so you might have like 2 or 3 styles in a document, so you can go through and change paragraph styles that way. But anyway, I want everything the same style on this, so I'll do a Command A or Control A and just choose the new style that you created, and then click anywhere to deselect. So that's cool. Everything that's what you want. All right. There's one more thing I want you to do, and then we'll finish this exercise. Here's the last paragraph, which starts with, if you want to become a master of. Put the flashing cursor in front of there, hit the return key once, and then above type the word conclusion. Okay, let's now we're going to make a new paragraph style for a subheading. So come over to the paragraph styles menu, make a new style, double click on it. Whoopsies, sorry about that. Open that up to this options. So we want the let's go basic character format. We want Myriad Pro, right? That's good. For the size, set that to 14, and I want it bold. For the font style, set it to bold. So it's going to be Myriad Pro, size 14, bold, and we're going to call this subhead. And again, this is part of your evaluation, so get the style name subhead in there and click OK. And there you go. So now the cursor was on the word conclusion and a subhead. So if I wanted to, let's say, you don't have to do this, I just want to show you something. If I wanted to make another subhead 2, whatever. So I have the flashing cursor there. I can click on my subhead paragraph style, and there, that's really cool. All right, so now it made the subhead. I should have actually, I made a mistake, so let's fix it. Click on the, double click on subhead. I wanted the space before to be more than 6 points. I wanted the space before to be 12, so I just forgot. Okay, so that's telling you the truth here. I forgot. So set space before to 12 for your subhead style and click OK, and that's a lot better. The reason why, and this is kind of cool, I didn't mean to do this, but you notice that it changed here, right? And it changed at subhead 2. So anywhere where that subhead style was applied, it changed and it increased the spacing. The reason why I wanted to increase the space in front of the subhead, because viewers are going to see conclusion and then what's under it as a unit. There should be some distance between the subhead and what comes before it. Okay, so the subhead and what comes after should be kind of close because they go together. Subhead and stuff that comes before should be a little bit farther away to signal the viewer that we're going into something different now. So that's kind of cool that this mistake, I actually might have learned something with how the formatting changed up here as well. Last but not least, just because it's bugging the heck out of me, okay, and this is something new I want to show you. Vignelli is a man's name. He was a very, very influential designer here in this paragraph up here. So just select the word Vignelli, which is in the third paragraph from the bottom. Come over to the right, next to the lightning bolt. Hit the 3 lines down and choose no break. Okay, and this is an important thing to know as well. No break. So click that and Vignelli's together. So stuff like proper names, or phone numbers, you want to select and apply a no break. In fact, we had Futura. You could go crazy, and we could put a no break on Futura. Don't do that, because who knows what else is going to get messed up. But this is okay. I mean, there's some, we're not going to format anything else on this page. I do want you to be aware of the no break thing. If you can always select it, and you can always go back and you could deselect the no break and disable the no break on it if you want. But anyway, no break for proper names, stuff like phone numbers, zip codes, etc., etc. Okay, so anyway, save your file, and this is what you're going to upload to Blackboard. Remember, subhead 2 does not have to be in your document. Do put the no break on Vignelli, and that's about it. Okay.